So if you guys are looking to move to the Denver, Colorado area, one of the first things you're gonna have to answer is, am I looking at the north side or the south side? And there definitely is a north versus south battle going on out here. So in today's video, we wanted to dive into two of our absolute favorite places, and I bet you've never heard of them. So Will and I are gonna finish up doing some showings out here, and then you and I are gonna take a deep dive into these two places, and I bet by the end of this video, you just might have a couple new favorite spots that you're gonna want to explore even more. So we're gonna wrap this up. I'll see you guys here in just a sec. So I'm super excited to dive into these two hidden gems with you guys. And I don't use the word hidden gems in our videos that often. Why? Because frankly, I don't think there's that many hidden gems in Colorado or the Denver metro area. Not that we don't have great places to live. We have a ton of great places to live, but they've pretty much all been discovered and they're found and people know about them, right? Now, the reason I call these two hidden gems are because a lot of times we're the ones suggesting these places to you guys because you haven't heard about them yet, right? Or maybe you have heard about them, but haven't jumped into them like we're going to today. So let's dive right into it, find out what the heck I'm talking about and why exactly I think these are two of the most desirable hidden gem areas in Colorado. So jumping over to our trusted map here. Right here, just to give us a little bit of context, okay, we've got Denver right here in the middle, and I'm going to zoom out even more. We'll reference Will's clock analogy. We've got Denver right here at the center of the clock, right? And then the metro area surrounding Denver. You've got Denver right in the heart of everything pretty much, okay? We are going to go on the north side today. So when I did our video last week, we had a few comments of people wanting us to explore up north, and I promised that we would. So that's why we're diving into these places today. And on top of that, I want to show you guys these places anyways because they are just that good. So where am I talking about? I'm talking about Louisville and Superior, Colorado. Now, again, like I said before, you guys may have heard about these. And if you've been looking anywhere on Boulder, I'm sure you've seen them on the map like we're going to explore here today. But let's dive into what makes these places so special. Now, let's start off with one of the primary reasons that I think these places are absolute must-sees for you guys if you are looking in the Boulder area or the Denver area or just the northern Denver area in general. So here we've got Denver, as I showed you guys before. Right up here, we've got Boulder, okay? Now, what's going to connect Denver and Boulder is this highway called Highway 36. So here coming out of Denver, you're going to come up North Denver, and then you're basically going to cut off on Highway 36. And Highway 36 is going to connect Denver to Boulder. All right. Now, this whole trip right here, this is probably about 40 minutes or so. But what makes this very special is that we've got these two places here right in the middle, Superior and Louisville, as we can see right here. The outlines of these places here, the boundaries of Louisville are going to be here on the north side of 36. You've got 36 running down the middle. And then Superior is going to be here on the south side. Now, both of these, as you can probably tell by looking at the map, they're fairly small cities as far as lower in population. I want to say Superior is between 16 and 20,000. Louisville is going to be around 25,000 people or so. Pretty small. To give you guys some context, Castle Rock, which we talk about a lot in our videos, is hovering right around that 65,000 mark now. And Aurora, which we've talked about a lot, is around 350, 375,000. And then Denver right around 500,000 or 550. Louisville, again, 25-ish. Superior, 20-ish, significantly smaller than even a Castle Rock, but that's part of what makes these things so special. Now, another thing that makes these areas so special is that both Louisville and Superior are in the Boulder County School District. That means that you're getting the #1 school district, almost always #1 in the Denver metro area, without necessarily needing to pay Boulder prices. All right, now that's very, very important. You know, one thing that's worth noting up in Boulder is that you're not going to have a whole lot of traditional suburban style neighborhoods. Now, a lot of people that are moving here, you want to go visit Boulder, you want to go get some good dinner and brunch and shopping and beautiful mountains, right? And it is a very, very cool city, but they just don't have these big sprawling suburban neighborhoods like a lot of you guys are looking for, with community centers and clubhouses and pools and things like that, and places with a little bit more of that traditional neighborhood vibe. Also, with Boulder, you are paying premium prices, okay? You're right up by the mountains. There are gorgeous homes right there. It is a very, very unique place. A lot of people absolutely love living there. If you're looking for that suburban area while being only 20 minutes outside of Boulder, man, literally no better place than a Louisville and Superior. So not only are we 20 minutes here from Boulder, right? Just up the highway. But you're also, I won't go all the way down there, but we're probably 22 to 25 minutes from Denver down here on the south side. This means whether you're working in downtown Denver or working in downtown Boulder or anywhere in between, man, your home is just 20-minute drive on a highway with an HOV lane if there ever is any traffic. And side note, there does tend to be quite a bit of traffic, especially on the weekends on Highway 36. It's not bad, especially since they do have the HOV or toll lane. So you can always pay a couple bucks, save yourself some time and some headache by jumping on that. Whether you're working in Boulder or working in Denver, Louisville and Superior is going to be a great place to call home at pretty affordable rate as well, especially compared to living in downtown Denver or urban suburban neighborhoods, as we'll call it in Denver, and especially up in Boulder. Jumping into these two areas, let's explore a little bit about the differences between Louisville and Superior. Okay, so up here in Louisville, these homes are going to be generally older. All right, there are some new build pocket neighborhoods in here, but for the most part, these homes are going to be slightly older and slightly more affordable. Down here on the south side for Superior, you're going to have a little bit pricier homes. So if we're looking at average price points, average price point in Louisville is going to be about $750 or so. Down here in Superior, you're looking at roughly $850. So you're looking at quite a bit of a substantial difference there, but you're also going to have two really completely different vibes from one neighborhood to the other. Louisville is going to be a much more historic type of vibe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump over to Google Earth to give you guys a feel of what Louisville is going to be like. And you'll be able to tell what I mean by that historic vibe because it's almost got a golden Colorado type of feel to it. So let's go check it out. All right, interrupting here real quick to remind you guys that we are licensed real estate brokers, and there's a number that's popping up on the screen right now. If you just throw us a phone call, text message, or email, we would love to help you with your real estate needs. So with that being said, let's get right back to it. All right, so over here at Google Earth, let's get a lay of the land here a little bit. So what you guys are going to see is that Louisville itself, which again is right here, this whole pocket right here is all Louisville. And then we've got Highway 36 here that is going to take us right up into Boulder. With Louisville, as we zoom in here, we're going to see that there's a lot of agricultural around here. There's a lot of greenery. There's a lot of open space. But Louisville itself is fairly flat. Now, this is all very common for the Denver metro area. A lot of people think when they're coming out to Colorado that they're going to be living in the mountains, and it's not the case. You're living in the mountains if you're living in the mountains, but out here it's going to be pretty flat. But what people are always looking for is proximity to the mountains. And again, when you've got Boulder that is just, 20 minutes up the road, you've got the entire Front Range here. You've got all of the Boulder Mountains and all their glory and everything. So you're really going to get some amazing views. You've got some really good hiking very close to you, and you've got good trails and stuff within the neighborhood. The other thing that you're going to see here is just all the greenery and open space that we have here. And for whatever reason, you do tend to see more greenery up here in the northern area, especially out here as we start getting more toward the foothills, even north into Fort Collins, where we do tend to start getting more lakes and just more water, which is kind of nice. As I was mentioning before, diving into some of the historic nature of Louisville, a lot of people when they're coming out here, they love these like old downtown strips, right? Arvada's got a great old downtown, Castle Rock does, and Golden's got a great one as well. A lot of people, they just love that historic charm that you can find in a lot of these older Colorado cities. Let's jump down to Main Street here in Louisville and just give you guys a feel for what I'm talking about. So already, just dropping into the random section here in Louisville, you guys can see tons of people outside walking. You've got these kind of cool, trendy, older places that have been remodeled. A lot of these places, these are old homes that have been converted into restaurants or breweries. Let's head down Main Street here a little bit so you guys can see it. Again, it's very walkable. Definitely has that old town charm to it. The Melting Pot, if you guys are in Colorado, Melting Pot is a great place to go. It's a cool fondue place. Let's keep coming down here a little bit. And this also reminds me of Golden in a way, to where, again, you just have a lot of these very just mom and pop places that are super hard to find. And these places on the weekend are popping. Again, when it comes to a sense of community, a place like this in your city, it's really cool. Now, here's the thing too, if you guys decide to live in Superior, maybe you don't have this downtown in Superior, which you definitely don't have this type of downtown in Superior, but guess what? You're literally right across the highway from it. And in Colorado, again, you don't have these neighborhoods that are like, if you live in Louisville, you're never going to Superior. And if you live in Superior, you're never going to Louisville. It's not like that at all, because we're a very drive heavy state out here, and you're just jumping 15 minutes, up the road to Louisville when you want to go to the old downtown, or you're jumping down to Superior when you want to get down there. That just gives a feel for some of the historic nature of Louisville. Now let's go ahead and check out some, of the neighborhoods that are out there. So I'm going to come out here a little bit, and I'm going to start on the south side. So again, we've got Highway 36 here. This is one that takes you from Denver to Boulder with a pit stop at Louisville and Superior along the way. And we're going to check out like just this little pocket neighborhood down here. Now, in general, here on the north side of Louisville, let's call it right around here, this is where you're going to have some of the older homes. Again, this is that Main Street area here. So this is more of the historic side. So naturally, you're going to have some older homes up here. And then down here on the south side, this is where you're going to have some more your newer homes. And then even right around here, around this lake, you're going to find some newer ones here. You're also going to find that the majority of these were like about early 2000s, maybe late 90s, but they have been, taken care of extremely well. But I love this little pocket that we have down here. So we're going to check some of these out just to give you guys a feel for what some of these neighborhoods might be like. So we'll come down to the street view, and we're just going to cruise around here. Apparently it's trash day. Everyone's got their trash out, but what you're going to see here are a ton of mature trees. Nice little family taking their dog for a walk. But this is going to give you a feel for, some of these homes. Again, these are very typical Colorado early 2000s type of homes here. So this is going to be the bread and butter of what you're going to find here in Louisville in the newer sections. Okay. Now, as we start coming down this road, you might be like, hey, what the heck's going on over here? You've got this random new build being put up right in this neighborhood where there were homes from the 2000s. A lot of this that you're going to find out here, if you guys remember, if not, look it up. A few years ago, there was a big fire in Superior, and unfortunately, they lost quite a bit of homes. That did extend up to Louisville as well. So something to keep in mind as you're going through here, when you're seeing these homes that are like in these 2000s neighborhoods, and then you might have one or two homes that are brand new builds. That's exactly what that's from. But this is going to give you guys a good feel of what these neighborhoods are like. And big homes out here, decent sized lots, not giant lots. If you guys have watched our videos for any extended period of time, you're going to know by now that you're not just finding acre properties all over the place, right? In Colorado, you really do have to go to some of the outskirts for things like that. But out here, these are pretty standard sized lots that you're going to find. And then over here, across here, just all open farm space. You're going to see quite a bit of this out there as well. Now let's go ahead and zoom back out. We're going to reorient ourselves north here. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to head up and we're going to check out some of these neighborhoods that we've got here around Harper Lake. Now living in an area like this, guys, this is going to be, very Colorado. I'll say it's a good way to put it because people absolutely love their outdoor activities here all year long, guys. People are exercising outside, even in the middle of winter. Matter of fact, just last week, I was looking with a couple. Shout out to Mike and Kathy. We were out in Superior and Louisville. I was running around in a t-shirt. It was a nice sunny day. And here we were in late February, early March. Here's a couple of these homes, these areas that I'm talking about where you do have some of these new builds that are going up here. And if we keep going, and if you were to get into this neighborhood, you'd see that a lot of the other homes in this neighborhood are probably those early 2000s, just like this, right? So you've got this home. This is a great example. This home right here, I bet this home is probably a 2005 to 2008 home. And then directly across the street, you've got a new build that's going up. So this is going to be very common as you guys are looking in Superior and Louisville to see things like that. And it's also kind of cool because, man, some of these new builds that they were putting up, just absolutely gorgeous. Now you guys can see that this whole area down here, these are all going to be new builds down in this pocket. And let's just take a minute, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to show you guys just the views that you're going to have of the mountains here. So like these views right here are absolutely stunning. Google Earth isn't doing it justice. A lot of these homes, don't think that you need to be exactly facing west or not have anyone behind you in order to get these mountain views. A lot of these homes here, just by chance, man, the house is angled the right way, the master bedroom is pointed the right direction, and there's a good chance that you could have some amazing views from honestly any one of these homes. And even better, and bonus points, if you get one of these on the outside lot that does happen to back and face to the west, with nothing behind you, those are always a hot commodity when people are out here looking, because man, people want to feel like they're in Colorado, right? And that's one of the biggest draws to a Louisville or Superior, is it is they're very much a Colorado feeling neighborhood. Here, a lot of construction going on, but I wanted to come in here to show you guys the types of new builds that they're building here, because they are absolutely stunning. And when we were driving through these neighborhoods recently, like this one, they have this outdoor deck up here on the third level. They're just doing some really cool stuff with some of these newer, more contemporary style builds, like you're seeing here. And then over here, as we continue down the road, let's get past this truck here. You can see these beautiful mountain peaks that are starting to peek over the tops of these homes right through here. This is going to be really an incredible area once this is all done. And again, when you're looking at these places in Superior or in Louisville, you're also gonna have really good tax rates up here, because the benefit is you get these new build homes in an established neighborhood, meaning that you're not necessarily paying those higher new build taxes like you're going to in some other areas. So now that we've gotten a good view of Louisville, let's go ahead and jump just on the south side of Highway 36 here and see what Superior has to offer. So here we are here in Superior now. Again, we've got Highway 36 dividing Louisville up on top from Superior on the bottom. Now with Superior, let's start off over here on the right-hand side here, the east side. So we're gonna zoom in here just a little bit, because what you're gonna see here is a lot of new commercial developments, okay? Now, this is something that you have some of in Louisville, okay, but not nearly as much as you do in Superior. So over here, you've got, you got a big mall, you've got a movie theater, you've got plenty of restaurant, shopping, dining, those sort of things. Zooming out a little bit, you're going to have more in this area, near the commercial space. You're going to have some apartments and condos and multifamily here. Again, little lake over here. And then we're going to start getting into our homes. Now, again, keep in mind, this is a pretty small community. Again, tying it back to the hidden gem aspect. I mean, this is Superior all right here that we're seeing, just in this one view. So let's go ahead and let's just come down into this neighborhood. And I want you guys to get a feel of what these homes are like out here. Let's start coming down the street here. Now, you're going to see a lot of these homes are going to be late 90s, early 2000s, okay? So let's just take a peek around. We're going to drive the street a little bit here. Again, tons of mature trees. And this is one of the biggest aspects that you're not necessarily going to have in a new build community in Castle Rock, where the neighborhood just hasn't had a chance to mature with greenery and big trees, things like that. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of neighborhoods in Castle Rock that have trees like this, right? These aren't anything crazy, but it is just something that Superior and Louisville, you're going to have consistently around there, right? Because you don't have new big master plan communities that are being built in these areas, because Superior especially, they're very prideful of their open space. They like keeping it more just limited and not growing. Again, Superior is a little bit more unique, especially in comparison to Louisville, just because of how much more commercial development there is around there. And again, the slightly newer homes that they're going to have. But we'll just keep checking this out a little bit. So this just gives you guys a real good feel for just I would say a standard neighborhood that you're going to have here in Superior. And again, keep in mind, these homes are going to be slightly more expensive than in Louisville, but this is a good example. Let's keep going down here. So you're going to find a lot of this. This is actually exactly what I was looking for. Parks and open space. Okay, so all of these neighborhoods that we're going through here, there's going to be multiple parks. It's going to be multiple just places that are just open space. What I love about that is the homes that you're going to be purchasing. There's a good chance, we got to be a little bit selective, but there's going to be a good chance, as you can see here, that you've got a home that backs up to some open space like this. Now, this is always very, very desirable, and this is a great alternative to not having a big lot in Colorado. And a lot of people, after they come here, they actually kind of find out that, man, maybe I didn't want a big lot. I just wanted to be able to look out at some good open space, right? So that's kind of what they learn. And, you don't have to do as much maintenance. There's actually quite a bit of pros that come with it. Let's keep going here. We've got elementary schools all over the place. Again, this is #1 school district, Boulder County, without needing to be within Boulder, which is really, really cool. There's a lot of really, really cool spots here. Now, one of the most popular neighborhoods that we're going to have here in Superior is called Rock Creek. So that's going to be right around here. So let's go in and take a look at some of those just so you guys can get a feel for what one of the more popular areas is going to feel like out there. So we'll just zoom around here a little bit. You're going to see now that the homes are slightly bigger. You're going to have a little bit bigger yards. You're going to have more 3-car garages. And side note, these 3-car garages in Colorado, that's always very, very desirable. Also very recommended. It's one of those things where I tell people that, hey, a 3-car in Colorado easily becomes a 2-car. By the time you put in a snowblower, some kids' bikes, some toys, Hot Wheels or something like that, or Power Wheels, you're losing a bay, right? It is nice, especially because we do have hail out here, especially up in Superior in Louisville. It's nice to be able to park 2 vehicles in your garage and then have another bay just for all the Colorado stuff that you're going to have. Because if you're not into biking or hiking or skiing or snowboarding or something like that, I promise you spend a year out here and you're picking up some new hobbies, right? You know, having a place like that where you can keep those things is very important. So you can see Rock Creek. I mean, you can see why this is one of the most popular neighborhoods out here. The homes are gorgeous. Again, most of these are going to be early 2000 builds, but you can just tell like there's beautiful landscaping, big homes, bigger lots, and again, close to Boulder and everything that that has to offer. So you guys can see here just by going through here that Rock Creek is one of these beautiful spots. Another thing that kind of leads to the desirability of Louisville and Superior is that, you know, they're not building and growing anymore, like I mentioned. So the availability out there is limited to what it is. So, you know, as of now, where we're in mid-March 2024, when I looked before starting this video, there were 47 active homes in Superior, right? So not even 50 in the whole city. Louisville had a little bit more than that, but you guys can see why. You know, you're not going to find neighborhoods like this in Boulder. You're just not. So when it comes to that space between Denver and Boulder, where you're literally getting the best of both worlds, it can be difficult to find these more traditional neighborhoods. Louisville and Superior both knock it out of the park. One might push you one way over the other. If you guys are looking for some bigger lots, some newer homes, and some more new commercial development, Superior is going to be the place for you. If you love that old town charm feel, Louisville is going to be the place for you. No matter which one you're living in, you're going to be using the amenities in both. You're 15 minutes from each other, 10 minutes from each other in some places. So it's really going to depend. And then, of course, diving into the actual homes is the most important thing, because you guys saw when I was looking at the Louisville homes that there were some absolutely stunning contemporary new build homes in the area. And then you get the new build home with the old downtown historic charm, right? So either one of these places that you guys decide to live, it's going to be a home run. You're going to be super happy. You're going to have easy access to Denver. You're going to have easy access to Boulder, and where you call home, you're going to be extremely happy with. And if you guys just can't decide, you're in luck, because we are licensed real estate brokers. And if you call that number that's popping up on the screen below, we can jump on a Zoom call with you. We can go over your personal wants and needs. We can find out exactly what spot is going to be the best for you. And we can even give you our 2 cents if there's anywhere else that we think you should check out. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. Hopefully you guys appreciate that we're getting more on the north side, because there is so much beautiful land and homes to explore up there. So we are going to be doing more of that. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next video.